Senhoras e senhores, agora vamos receber a apresentação da equipe da Turquia. Número 3, Paulo. Número 5, Yemete. Número 6, Corpo. Número 7, Hassan. Número 8, Ian. Número 9, Vedete. Número 11, Hagan. Número 13, Buraki. Número 23, Salim. Número 37, Bolosan. Número 78, Mebete. Número 90, Burke. O técnico é o Kemel. Vamos receber agora a equipe da Austrália, a apresentação do time. Número 1, Jackson. Número 3, Hayden. Número 4, Hayden. Número 5, Ever. Número 6, Cooper. Número 7, Kenna. Número 8, Michel. Número 9, Bundy. Número 11, Zack. Número 12, Jordan. Número 13, Alexander. Número 14, Miriam. E o técnico é o Jamal. Peço por favor que todo mundo fique em posição de respeito para o hino da Austrália. Perdão, da Turquia. Senhoras e senhores, todos em posição de respeito para o hino da Austrália. E para conduzir essa partida, temos o árbitro Corbett, assistente 1, Matheus, assistente número 2, Zampani, e o coordenador Ricardo.
Hello everyone and welcome to the IWBF U23 World Championships here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It is day 4 and game 1 here on court number 1 pits Australia and Turkiye in a Group A encounter. Turkiye currently 2-0 in the pool, and Australia currently 1-1. As both teams, and in fact this competition's teams, can now aim for a place in the quarterfinals. We are over the halfway point in this competition, the 8th annual Under-23 World Championships. Hello to everyone on the IWBF YouTube channel, wherever you are across the world. John Hobbs on hand to bring you the action here today in this lovely city, Sao Paulo, Brazil. The second time that the nation of Brazil has hosted these Under-23 World Championships. Our 3 officials today: Christian Colombati of Argentina, Gustavo Matias, the hometown man from Brazil, and Maurizio Zamponi of Italy. Our starting 5s for the 2 teams. Australia will be going with Alexander Blackmore, Ethan Laird, Jalen Brown, Jordan Moritz, and Mitchell Bond. The same starting 5 that suited up yesterday against Brazil, and it's likewise for Turkiye. Baran Oj, Mehmet Payam, Hassan Efituk, Orda Albarak, and Bilal Met Tasholu will be the starting 5 for Turkiye as they look to go 3-0 in Group A and join Germany on that record. As the 2 teams head out onto the floor, and this will be a very intriguing encounter between these 2 nations. Australia, winners of the IWBF Asia Oceania Championships last year, a perfect 7-0 record. Turkiye beating Italy to the bronze medal at last summer's European Championships in Spain. Both very competitive teams with standout players. For Turkiye, the number 3, Baran Oj, and the number 7, Hassan Efituk. And for Australia, the number 3, Jalen Brown, and number 4, Ethan Laird. But there's plenty of players that can do the damage as well, as Turkiye have the first possession of the game. Ball goes straight out of bounds. And Australia will get their first possession up and running. Jordan Moritz. Great pressure defense from Payam. And Australia really struggling to get it over the timeline, and Blackmore retrieves. And Australia can now get going. 10 though on the shot clock. Brown, who had a monster game yesterday, shot clock at 3, Laird for 3, and that's short. Great defense, stifling pressure defense from Turkiye. And here is Baran Oj as Bilal Met Tasholu at mid-court just being helped up, and Turkiye will reset their offense. Tasholu, who was part of the team at the last World Championships for Turkiye in Thailand. Here is Efituk, a mid-range. That's off the back iron and right into the hands of Albarak. And the shot is up from Baran Oj, and he will head to the foul line for Turkiye. A minute played, or just around a minute played. And Baran Oj the man who plays his wheelchair basketball in Italy for Porto Tres. Misses the first. Osh averaging around 22 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists thus far in these World Championships. And he gets the offensive rebound straight to Ifituk. And Ifituk can't get it to fall. Mehmet Payam, all kinds of space, and Turkiye off and running. Mitchell Bond, and an unsportsmanlike foul has been called. Just checking to see who that's on. I believe it's on Ethan Laird. It is on Ethan Laird. That's his first foul of the game. That happened away from the ball. So Turkiye will get 2 shots and they'll get possession and a fresh 14 on the clock as Arda Albayrak goes to the line. Albayrak, who appeared in 5 games at the last World Championships in Phuket, Thailand. Averaged 9 points, 5 boards and 6 assists. One of the unsung heroes of this Turkiye team, and averaged those numbers at the European Championships last summer. And the shot is up from Albayrak, and the call goes against Turkiye, to the cheer and the delight of the Australian fans here in the stands in Sao Paulo. Brown, lovely bounce pass. Ethan Laird with the layup, doesn't get it to fall. Ball out of bounds. It will be a Turkiye ball. Great bounce pass from Jaylen Brown, one of the most exciting players in these World Championships. An all-round masterclass yesterday against the hosts Brazil. 32 points, 23 rebounds yesterday. Arguably the performance of these World Championships thus far. Here is Hassan Ifituk in the corner, and Blackmore with the rebound. And now Australia looking to push with Bond. Here is Brown, guarded by Ifituk. Brown puts it in, and a foul. Great defense from Hassan Ifituk, but a little too much. And Jaylen Brown makes no mistake. He will head to the line. Jaylen Brown, who started playing this great sport aged 7 years old in Brisbane, his home city, as he misses the resulting free throw, was the only Australian player to score over 100 points in total at the Asia-Oceania Championships. Just showcasing his offensive prowess as Albayrak misses the 2 inside. And here is Brown on the ball. And Laird will slow it down for the Spinners. Brown at the wing. 7 to shoot for Australia. Bond at 2 off the back iron, and rebounded by Ifituk. Albayrak pulling the strings right now in this Turkiye offense. Osh misses the first attempt, but gets it at the second. Great to have so many of you on board the IWBF YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to catch all the action, all the behind-the-scenes footage, as well as on our social media channels at IWBF. It's been a fantastic tournament so far. as Jalen Brown heavily guarded, and a foul is called on Orda Albarak. That'll be his first foul. Great to see a lot of Turkiye fans, here watching the stream, including everyone's good friend Ayaka, the wheelchair basketball expert, watching back home in Germany. Here is Brown, Ethan Laird. Laird, Brown, 2 to shoot. Brown off balance. Can't get that shot to fall. And now Turkiye in transition. Taşoglu runs out of room. He did so well to retrieve it, but just stepped out of bounds. Bilal met Taşoglu. Four to 2 in favor of Turkiye. And a foul called at mid-court. Here is Laird. Coming up to 4 minutes played. As Laird misses the 3, Brown looked to get the rebound, deflected away, and here come Turkiye in transition. Baran Osh puts it in. Great tracking back there from Ethan Laird, but Baran Osh with enough composure to put it in. And Turkiye out to a 6-2 advantage. Here is Brown. Brown gliding his way to the basket and gets it to go. Over Onir Ayan Aroglu. Albarak goes to the glass, that's no good. Turkiye struggling with their mid-range game right now, doing their damage in the paint. 5 to shoot. Baran Osh, good defense. Well, it was good defense, but Gustavo Mathias, the Brazilian referee, saw an infringement. And the foul is called on Mitchell Bond. Australia's young player of the year last year in their National League, with his first foul as Kane Downey, in fact his second foul, as he'll head to the bench, and Kane Downey will come into the game for the first time for the Spinners. And Turkiye's free throw woes continue in this first period, now 0 of 5. In fact, both teams are combined 0 of 6 to start from the charity stripe in this one, as Osh finally gets the free throw line scoreboard ticking, and he gives Turkiye a 3-point advantage. Laird, a bullet pass to Brown. Brown can't hold on. Taşoglu got the steal, and a foul has been called. It's an offensive foul on Jalen Brown. That's his first foul of the day. Aroglu looking for options. Thought about the mid-range, now goes for the mid-range and drains the mid-range. And Turkiye are a really good shooting team, but have struggled in the early going. Maybe that can ignite them. As Brown has the ball, lovely cut to the basket from Laird. Here is Downey. Downey puts it in. Fast-paced basketball from Australia. 9 to 6. Albarak. Aroglu. Lovely pass. Well, it was a good pass, but intercepted by Brown, and a foul is called on Turkiye. It's on Belamet Taşolu. And a timeout has been called by Mahmut Ukur of Turkiye. Turkiye lead 9-6, but Australia certainly having the best of the spell in the last minute and a half. As Australia coach there, Brett Stibner's just chatting to his team. Australia certainly have wanted to break out in transition in the early going, but not having much success. Turkiye have been, in a way, the more composed of the two teams, hence why they're leading 9-6 early doors here in this one. But Australia certainly have the talent, they have the capabilities of doing damage on the offensive end. We saw it yesterday against the host nation, Brazil. And in particular, their dynamic, deadly duo of Jaylen Brown and Ethan Laird. And those two players, Laird and Brown, featured for the senior Australian team at the Paris 2024 Paralympics over the summer. As Brown will head to the foul line. Averaged 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists at the Asia Oceania Championships last year. Actually struggled in the opening game, the loss to Germany. 3 of 15 from the field, Jaylen Brown was in that game. But my goodness me, did he make up for that with that big-time double-double against Brazil. 4:36 remaining in the first. Eroglu putting the moves on Downey. Now comes out. And it's welcomed by Albarak. 6 to shoot for Turkiye. Taşolu at the foul line. It's off to the right and welcomed by Brown. Brown now slowing it down, looking for help. Blackmore and Moritz come to support, and here is Moritz. 7 to shoot. Ethan Laird on the ball, guarded by Albarak. Laird looking for the 3, goes inside to Brown. Brown can't hang on. An off-balance shot from almost behind the basket along the baseline. As we see there on the replay, that would have been special. Eroglu. Plenty of time on the shot clock for Turkiye. 3:35 remaining in the first. Baran Osh under a sea of yellow jerseys, and a whistle has gone. That's just so typical of Baran Osh's game. So fearless. An absolute warrior for Turkiye. Tried to get that shot off over 3 Australian defenders. And now at the foul line. And back irons the first foul shot. Turkiye looking to go 3-0 here in Group A. And right now, up by a point with 3:32 remaining in what has been a somewhat physical game. Both teams, you sense, just feeling each other out in these first couple of minutes. Laird a 3, and that's off. And Osh can't hang on to the pass, and the Australian fans roar here in Sao Paulo as they will get the ball back. Uncharacteristic from Turkiye. And a timeout has been called by Coach Stibners. 3:20 remaining here in the first period, day 4 of these under-23 World Championships here in the wonderful city of Sao Paulo, Brazil. The atmosphere throughout these first 4 days has been absolutely tremendous. We've been welcomed to this great country with open arms. Some of the friendliest people on earth here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. As we enter the halfway point of the group phase of these under-23 World Championships. And both Australia and Turkiye have eyes on the quarterfinals. Certainly Germany and Great Britain, the two teams currently at 3-0 in their respective groups, are as good as qualified, not confirmed just yet. Great Britain, of course, play Italy later on today, as Brown misses the 2. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Spinners. Moritz, 3:08 remaining in the first. Brown has it. Brown looking for Laird. Laird gets it to go. Now Australia with the lead as we see the replay. Eroglu, Payam, Albarak. Turkiye looking to get on with it. Payam, wide open at 2, banks it home. And now Turkiye have retaken the lead. Ethan Laird can shoot the 3. We've seen that happen so far. Instead glides to the hoop. And it's rebounded by Baran Osh. And away come Turkiye again. Al-Barak will slow it. Give it up to Osh at the other end. He misses the first attempt, but gets it to go at the second time of asking. Baran Osh right now has 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting. Behind the back pass from Laird. Came down, he can't finish. Moritz under the hoop. What a pass though from Ethan Laird to set up Downey for the first attempt. And now the lead ping-ponging around. Australia though down 1. Eroglu goes for the long one. That's short. And Downey struggling, gets it to Laird, and now they get it over the timeline. Here is Brown, 1:12 remaining in the first period. Turkiye are up 13-12. Laird has it. Shot clock at 7. Laird at the top. Laces a 3. Ethan Laird from downtown. First three-pointer of the contest. Under a minute to play, and Australia regain the lead. Eroglu looking for options. Older Albarak over Blackmore. Great defense from Blackmore. Ball goes out of bounds. Alex Blackmore, who only started playing wheelchair basketball a couple of years ago, has done so well to elevate his game into the national stage. Eroglu, that's in and out with the 3, and Laird picks up the rebound. And again, Turkiye come up with the steal. Eroglu with room service. And now Turkiye have the lead. 4 lead changes in this first quarter as the shot clock is off. Final 15 odd seconds. Brown, who's been relatively quiet in the last 4 minutes of play, led, looking to ignite some offense in the final seconds. A fadeaway 2. That's off to the right. That should count if it goes, but it doesn't from Brown. And that ends the first quarter. A tightly contested affair here to start the day on court 1 in Sao Paulo. And Turkiye hold a slender 15-14 lead over Australia. Baran Osh has 7 points, 3 of 5 shooting, chuck in 5 rebounds for good measure. Oroglu and Mehmet Payam have 4 points each. Combined 4 of 6 from the field for those two. And leading the way for Australia, Jaylen Brown, who had 6 quick points in the early stages of the first period, but went quiet in the last 3. He has 6 to lead the Spinners. Ethan Laird has 4. Jordan Moritz and Kane Downey off the bench has 2. Australia look to their dynamic duo of Brown and Laird to front the offense. But against this Turkiye team, maybe the supporting cast will need to get some points on the board as well and really challenge the European giants of Turkiye. But certainly Australia, a strong nation, a strong wheelchair basketball tradition at all levels of the game, will look to achieve just that. Long way to go, though, as the first quarter ends. Australia, who haven't actually secured a gold medal in these under-23 World Championships, but have secured the most medals out of any team at under-23 level. All bronze medals, all 5 of them. Turkiye with 2 silver medals to their name. And of course a bronze medal as well. Of course that bronze medal picked up last summer at the European Championships. But on the world stage, just 2 silvers as we start the second period. Laird and a Turkiye player on the deck as the ball goes out of bounds. As the trainer comes in for Turkiye. Burak Ergon into the game for the first time. He was the player that was on the floor. Another really tenacious competitor, Burak Ergon, plays his basketball in Istanbul for Galatasaray as Ifituk. That won't count. It'll be a 3-second violation on Turkiye as Hasan Ifituk was camped out in the paint for longer than 3 seconds. Averaged a couple of double-doubles, or 5 double-doubles in fact, at the Euros, did Ifituk. As Turkiye come up with it after the turnover, here is Ifituk. Eroglu. Payam. Turkiye spreading the ball nicely. Good defense from Downey. But on the shot, he slapped the hand. And Hasan Ifituk will head to the stripe. And that's a second foul on Kane Downey. Kane Downey, a man who is reported to have over 100 pairs of sneakers in his collection, most of them Jordans, a big basketball fan, as well as player. Hassan Ifatuk misses the first free throw, misses the second free throw as well. But Turkiye up by 1. Here is Ethan Laird at the foul line. Brown in acres of space, in and out with his mid-range. And it's taken and collected by Baran Osh. Osh now gliding his way to the basket. That's a beautiful move from Baran Osh. The 20-year-old gliding to the basket. And Australia with absolutely no answer for his offensive prowess right now. And Turkiye up by 3. Laird finds his way to the cup, but doesn't get it to fall. Eroglu putting the moves on Moritz. Now finds a way open and nails a 2. And Turkiye getting into their rhythm. And Australia with their backs against the wall here. 2 minutes and a bit of change played in the second. Brown. Momentum with Turkiye. Laird, he has a bit of space. Finds Brown. Brown is bumbled. Offensive foul is called. Australian fans not happy, and we have some issues here, and an unsportsmanlike foul is called on Baran Osh of Turkiye. Turkiye were not letting Jaylen Brown get up off of his wheelchair as he hit the floor, as you see here, and then as soon as Brown got up, Laird, who was helping him up, hit the floor. And Turkiye not giving Australia time to recover there and just get up off the floor, and a timeout is called. Referees were in really good position to call that. So in a moment, Australia will head to the stripe for the unsportsmanlike foul. Turkiye, though, up 19-14, and even though Australia are going to the foul line, this is a good timeout for them, as Turkiye have certainly been in the ascendancy to start this second period. It was a very closely fought first 10 minutes, but Turkiye have found their groove, no doubt about it, and lead by 5 as they aim to go 3-0 in Group A and pencil their name into the quarterfinals. Of course, the quarterfinals teams not confirmed just yet. Great Britain and Germany, the two teams unbeaten at 3-0. Turkiye currently 2-0, as well as Italy. Great Britain and Italy play later on this court. And Laird makes the resulting free throw. He'll get another one as well, as Australia look to get their momentum going, as Laird makes them both. Australia now 4 of 6 from the charity stripe, 31% from the field though thus far. And their danger men of Brown and Laird combining for just 4 field goals thus far. From 15 attempts. Here is Brown, here is Bond at the wing. Bond now with 7 to shoot. Laird, give and go, beautiful basketball. Moritz the finish. Jordan Moritz, Perth Wheelcats man, with his first score, or second score of the game. A turnover by Turkiye, and here come the spinners, and a foul has been called. And that timeout, maybe it's ignited Australia into getting their offensive groove back, as Turkiye really started that second period strongly. Brown, Bond just about collects it, but under pressure. Here is Bond looking for Moritz, pass is deflected by Eroglu, not once but twice. 8 seconds on the shot clock for the Aussie spinners. Laird, still time. Brown fakes his man, gets it to go from the elbow. And a 6-0 run by Australia. If it took, buries it. Six lead changes in this contest thus far. And Turkiye now at the summit. Brown looking for Laird, instead finds Bond a 3, that's short, and the ball will roll out of bounds and Turkiye will have it. And play just stopped for just a second. Of course, over on court number 2 right now, the other Group A encounter between Canada and Israel. That will tip off in around 20 minutes' time. Over on court number 2. As the 3 is in and out from Eroglu, and Brown picks it up. Only his 3rd rebound of the contest. Beautiful basketball again from the Aussies, and the finish from Mitchell Bond. Transition basketball, breathtaking and devastating from the spinners. If it took to the elbow, Albarak, catch and shoot, buries it. Albarak with his first field goal out of his 4th attempt. As we enter the halfway point of the half, Moritz in all kinds of space, along with his mid-range from the baseline. On the follow, though, was Brown. Brown now moves on to 10, first Aussie player in double figures. Great pass inside. Eroglu, that's Albarak, misses the 2 under the hoop, and that's a risky pass from Brown, and bodies on the floor. The call will go against Turkiye. There are the Australian fans having fun here in this wonderful city of Sao Paulo. I was talking to a few of them today. They've enjoyed their stay here in Sao Paulo. A number of the fans, the parents of these great players, as Ifituk and Payam come out. And Baran Oj comes back into the game, and also into the game for the first time, Salim Kurshun. As Reece Higgins checks in for Australia, Alexander Blackmore heads to the bench. Bond, wide open, thought about the 3, instead decides against it. Brown will put up the shot, that was flat. And Albarak the rebound. Jaylen Brown now 4 of 9 from the floor. Oj accelerates to the cup, and he will go to the line. Baran Oj now to the stripe for Turkiye. And Oj with 2 20-point games thus far in these World Championships. Had a double-double against Israel. Flirted with a quadruple-double actually in that game. 22 points, 12 boards, 8 assists, 7 steals for Oj. And then back that up with 23 points and 8 rebounds against Canada. Here is Laird. Laird again was eyeing up a 3. Moritz. Laird again, 5 to shoot, a 3. And doesn't get it to fall. Bond with the rebound, and Laird on the floor. Burak Ayan, was close by and inadvertently just collided with him. Here is Laird. Shot clock in single figures for Australia. Brown. Australia have got to get busy here. Laird puts it up, and that's off the glass, and that'll go out of bounds. Great to have so many comments on the IWBF YouTube channel feed. Great to have you all on board. A lot of fans for Bilal Met Tasholu as well. There's a fair few of them actually watching on. Great to have the Bilal Met Tasholu fan club in attendance. As we have 3:41 remaining, Turkiye up by 1 in a closely fought contest thus far. Both teams feeling each other out in the first 10 minutes. As Albarak misses the 2 off the window, and Brown just about collects it from Albarak, who was going for the steal. Good defense there from Ayan. And the ball will go out of bounds. Laird passes it to Brown. Again, the dynamic duo working in tandem. Laird hits the deck. Shot clock at 4. Whistle has gone. And the foul is called on Order Ibarak. That is his second foul. 3:09 remaining in this contest. And as I said, both teams feeling each other out in the first quarter. Turkiye had their spell in the early stages of the second, and then Australia responded with a 6-0 run. And since then, it's been a game of tug of war between these two teams. Brown with 10 on the shot clock. Brown viciously to the basket. He gets knocked, and Brown will head to the stripe. Foul is called on Salam Kurshun. That'll be his first foul off the bench. Australia right now a solid 4 of 5 from the field, from the free throw line, excuse me, in this one. And before today's game, all 12 teams were a combined 61% from the free throw line, which is a solid number, especially in this level of competition. And Brown will get another bite of the cherry. And Brown misses the free throw anyway, and Eroglu comes up with it, but pressured by Laird. And Turkiye get it over the timeline. Albarak has it, pressured again by Laird. Baran Oj has it along the baseline, driving at Brown. Great pass inside, and what a finish from Eroglu. Great composure from Onar Ayan Eroglu, and that'll be his 4th field goal. He's 4 of 7 from the field in this first half. He's having a quiet game. Brown nearly stepped out of bounds. Led 5 to shoot for Australia. Good defense again from Turkiye, especially along the perimeter. It's 2-on-1. Australia get back. Oj is nearly off balance, goes for the one-handed pass. Kurshon inside, and he does a lot of damage inside, does Shalam Kurshon, and it's a 4-point lead to the European giants, Turkiye. Led. Brown to Led in room and not in rhythm. Nearly got it in, but it was in and out. Moritz collects the offensive board. Offensive rebound number 8 for Australia, but 5 to shoot. Brown again to the basket. Offensive foul has been called on Australia. The fans clad in yellow and green, not happy with the call. The foul is on Ethan Laird. That'll be his 2nd foul of the day. Of course, following on from this game over on court, or on this court number 1, starting at 2 p.m. local time, Italy and Great Britain, a battle of the 2 unbeaten sides in Group E, locking horns. Canada and Israel will be playing momentarily on court number 2 as Brown and Albarak in a race. Brown races and gets it and composes himself, and that was a tough finish from Jaylen Brown. Beautiful wheel control from the Aussie number 3 as we enter the final minute, and it's a 1-possession game. Beautiful pass from Albarak, but the finish wanting from Oj, but on the follow was Eroglu. And another whistle has gone. Eroglu now moves on to 10 points. Baran Oj leads the way for Turkiye with 11. And Australia will get the ball. 36 seconds remaining. And Turkiye at the summit. But really in the context, it's been a closely fought encounter in this game. Australia's biggest lead was just a single point. Led a 3. That's off to the right. Welcomed in by Brown. Biggest lead for either team has been 5 points as we enter the final seconds on the shot clock. It's at 5. Blackmore's pass is risky, gets it back, and a foul has been called with 1.6 on the shot clock. And a 3rd foul on Older Albarak. Especially at that stage, late on the shot clock, you need to compose yourself and not do any silly mistakes. I mean, with experience that will come, but when you're caught up in the moment, of course it's it's easier said than done, isn't it? 9.2 remaining in the half, and that man right there, Alexander Blackmore, number 13, will head to the stripe after the timeout. Turkiye lead 31-27. Biggest lead for either team, as I said, was at 5 points. As both these incredible nations jostling for position in the second quarter. Turkiye had a great start. Australia then fought back, and then we've just had a game of tug of war as the lead ping-ponged around. We've had 7 lead changes in this game thus far. Warm welcome to everyone on the IWBF YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this wonderful community as nearly 13, in fact over 13,000 subscribers looking at our screens daily, getting their updates, letting them know which game is going on. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, IWBF. All the behind-the-scenes footage from these incredible World Championships, and also a big shout-out to our local organising committee and the CBBC Brazil social media pages. They are producing some incredible content at these magnificent World Championships as Blackmore misses the first, makes the second. Shot clock, of course, is off, and Turkiye should get the final possession of the first half. Baran Oj with time winding down. The three is up, smacks the backboard and out, and it's taken by Blackmore, and that ends the first half. And a really competitive first half as both teams jostling for position, figuring each other out, working their offensive sets to great effect. But it's been a tactical battle right now, and we will see both teams taking risks, you've got to believe, in the second half of play as they look to secure a victory. Turkiye looking to go 3-0 in Group A, and of course Australia looking to bounce back 1-1 thus far in their record. So it's half-time here at the Paralimpico Sports Complex here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Baran Oj has 11 points to lead Turkiye. Jalen Brown pacing the spinners with 13. And we will be back in roughly 10 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere on the IWBF YouTube channel. Stick around. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Paralympico training complex here in glorious Sao Paulo, Brazil, as we get set to start the third quarter of our first game on court one, as Turkiye have a slender 31-28 advantage over Australia. Right now, Australia shooting 34% from the field, and conversely, Turkiye shooting 45% from the field. Turkiye getting a lot of their work done in the paint in this contest. 18 points so far inside. They struggled a bit from the mid-range, but got their groove going at the latter stage of the first period, as Baran Osh leads the way with 11 points and 6 rebounds. Onur Ayan Eroglu adding 10 to that tally. He has 4 rebounds to his name as well. As we get set to start the third period, Jaylen Brown leading all scorers right now for Australia. He has 13. You can chuck in 6 rebounds for good measure. Here is Oj, and that's no good, and it's rebounded by Ethan Laird. Only his 3rd rebound of the contest to go with 6 points, and he is struggling from the floor. 2 of 14 in this first half for him, and here he is on the ball. Ethan Laird, and misses the 3. Efituk finding a slither of room inside the Australian defence. Can't get that to fall, gets his own rebound. And a whistle has gone. Now 3 officials assigned this contest. Christian Colombati of Argentina, Gustavo Mathias of Brazil, and Maurizio Zamponi of Italy. As Mehmet Payam gets us underway again. Here is Efituk, Oj, beautiful, away from the ball. Great movement from Baran Oj, just sneaking past Australia's front line. And Turkiye lead 33-28. Brown to Laird to Moritz, a foul away from the ball. And the foul has been called on Salam Korshon. And that's Korshon's first foul. Here is Laird to Bond. That's short, and Australia really struggling in the last, towards the end of the second period, as well as Oj full head of steam. Maybe too quick for his own good as the ball goes out of bounds, and Turkiye reclaimed possession as Jaylen Brown collected the board but then hit the deck and out of bounds. Half of Australia's points have come in the paint in this one. 0 of 9 from downtown, but faring quite well from the stripe. 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Payam, Oj on the ball. Here is Efituk over Bond, rebounded by Brown. 7 rebounds for Jaylen Brown to go with 13 points. Laird, gets past the Turkiye defense thanks to the screen from Moritz, and now it's Efituk against Brown. They both hit the deck. That just shows what it means to those two fantastic athletes, pouring everything into this game, their heart, their soul, their passion left out on the floor. be a brief break in play. I think the referees want to have a little look at what just transpired between Ifituk and Brown, just to see if they're going to get the call just right. And there they are. There's Gustavo. And the foul is a unsportsmanlike foul. And I think it's gone against Jalen Brown. It has. Or has it? We're just going to double check that. If it has gone against Jalen Brown, and I believe that's him fouled out. And if that is the case, that is a huge call. And it is as well. So if it took at the foul line, makes the first, Reese Higgins comes into the game. As the Australian fans make the noise and do just enough to put Hassan Ifituk off. Ifituk has to get it over because he nearly got the backcourt violation. Payam has it. Here is Olsh inside Ergon, and Ergon is, I think another whistle has gone, and this time an offensive foul has been called on Turkiye. So Australia will get the ball back. Laird. Spillane into the game for the first time. Cooper Spillane. Laird to Spillane at the foul line. Beautiful pass to Higgins. Reese Higgins under a great degree of difficulty. Over three Turkiye players got the shot off, but it's rebounded by Turkiye, and away comes Olsh. Olsh inside. Here is Ifituk, and that is Turkiye's biggest lead of the game at 8. There's a sense of urgency now with Turkiye as Laird misses the 3. And a whistle has gone, and Mehmet Payam looks bemused. A technical foul has been called on Mehmet Payam. Gustavo Mathias just having a chat with Payam, just telling him to stop talking. A lot of trash talk, it seems, going on the floor, and Gustavo Mathias, the hometown official here in Brazil, not happy with Payam's attitude towards it. So Ethan Laird will head to the line. And Laird misses the resulting free throw. This is the biggest lead for either team in this contest. Turkiye at the summit. And the Turkiye flags waving on the IWBF YouTube channel comments feed as well, as Bond finds Laird. Laird back to Bond at the foul line. Ball is bobbled, it's loose. Another whistle has gone, and an offensive foul, an unsportsmanlike foul, has been called on Cooper Spillane this time. It's been a very scrappy last 2 minutes of play, and a timeout, a much needed timeout, has been called, seemingly for both teams really, as Coach Stibners calls time. 3 minutes and a bit of change played in this third period, and we're just going to have, the referees are just going to have a chat with the table officials, because right now, Jaylen Brown, you see him in your picture, he is, from what we gather, has been fouled out, yet he's still down as having just 4 fouls at the moment, so we'll just wait and see what's happening there. But right now, Jaylen Brown, this is a fact, Jaylen Brown is on the bench. And with him out of the game, Turkiye have been on another level right now as they lead by 8. Biggest lead of the game for either team, as I said, 36-28. As Arda Albayrak misses the first. Albayrak struggling from the field today, just 1 of 6. He's got some very good looks at the rim. He's now 1 of 4 from the free throw line here today. And he has 3 points. And Oj, look at this, in all kinds of space. That's beautiful from Turkiye. Simple, yet deadly, yet effective. Mehmet Payam finding a wide open Baran Oj. And he has 15. And Turkiye now lead by 11, first double-digit lead of the game. And Turkiye flexing their muscles against the Oceania and Asia champions. Here is Bond. Bond misses the 2. Blackmore races for the rebound but turns it over. 10 turnovers for Australia. And Laird is on the floor. Turkiye are still playing on. Oj. Efetuk can't get it to fall. It's rebounded by Mitchell Bond, and away come the Aussies. Cooper Spillane, the man from Adelaide, to Laird. Spillane gets it back. Alexander Blackmore, great pass to Spillane, who can't hang on, and away come Turkiye. And now it's 3-0, and this is room service, misses the layup, but on the follow is good from Efetuk. It's a 10-0 run from Turkiye. Everything is going their way offensively. And Australia really need to get into their groove as Spillane under the hoop, and maybe that will ignite it. Cooper Spillane off the bench, first field goal for the man who plays his basketball for the Perth Wheelcats. Albayrak, Taşoglu, it's too easy for Turkiye. They are carving Australia right now, and Australia just need to compose themselves. And a 5-second violation has been called on Australia. The momentum, it's all with the European giants right now, and Jaylen Brown will check into the game. Jaylen Brown on 4 fouls, and that is a confirmed 4 fouls. There was an accidental bit of a mistake when he got called for the unsportsmanlike earlier. The 5 foul mark did come up, but he has been adjudged with 4 fouls, and he is back into the game, but in foul trouble. Here he is defending Efetuk, who puts it in. bodies on the floor. Jaylen Brown on the floor. Foul is called on Hasan Efituk. Turkiye up 15. Laird hounded by Ergon. Goes up. Offensive foul has been called on Australia. It's on Ethan Laird. That is foul number 3 for Ethan Laird. So Jaylen Brown on 4, Ethan Laird on 3. Group substitutions coming in for Turkiye. Eroglu coming back in. Kershon will follow, as will Ayan. Albarak, here is Eroglu. Eroglu looking for Oj and finds him, putting the moves on Laird. Shot clock at 10. Eroglu finds Albarak, all kinds of space. Kershon gets it to go, and the lead balloons to 17, and that's what it means to Salam Kershon right now, who pumps his fists. 3:40 remaining in the third. Here is Brown. Brown struggling. A foul called. I think that'll be on Baran Oj. And it is on Baran Oj, and that'll be his third foul. So the danger men for both teams flirting with foul trouble, as Bilal Met Tasholu will come into the game for Baran Oj. Ethan Laird. Here is Brown. They need an offensive spark from their main man, Brown. Laird, Bond, beautiful passing from the Aussies. Blackmore, though, struggling, finds Moritz. Moritz can't get it. Great rebound from Brown, and the finish. 8 rebounds and 15 points for Jaylen Brown. 4th offensive rebound, and that was certainly one of the pick of his second chance points. Albarak, here is Kershon. Kershon in and out, and the ball is loose. And we'll just see who the call is on. It will be a Turkiye possession. 47-32, 2:48 remaining in the third period. And a poor pass. And a whistle has gone. An unsportsmanlike foul has been called, this time against Turkiye. And it is on Salam Kershon. And that's Kershon's second foul off the bench. And Jaylen Brown has the chance for freebies for the Aussies. Australia right now being outscored 16-4 in this third period, as Brown misses the first. Brown right now missing them both, and Australia, they have the talent, they certainly have the offensive firepower and the defensive prowess to get back into this game, get a few stops, compose themselves. Here is Laird, they need him to pull the strings and keep going. Brown gliding to the basket. Blackmore is open. Here is Laird, money. .224 remaining in the third. Albarak. Eroglu off the glass, falls out. Kershon going for the rebound. Albarak has it. And a whistle has gone. .209 remaining. Here is Tashalu. Albarak lobs it wide. It's welcomed by Eroglu. Offensive foul is called again, away from the ball. And it's another offensive foul on Salam Kurşun. That's his second or third foul, excuse me. All three fouls picked up in this third period for the big man under the basket, Salam Kurşun. Here it come Australia, trailing by 13. They would like to get it to single figures to end the third. Brown is the man to do just that. Moritz led, 8 to shoot. Brown did well to collect, off balance. It's off to the right. It's touched last by Blackmore. It'll be a Turkiye ball. Albarak, Ayan and Brown tangled up. They'll now rejoin the fray. Albarak finds Eroglu. Here is Kurşun from 7 feet, banks it home. This has been a third quarter dreamland for Turkiye as we come up to a minute to play in the third period. Ethan Laird putting the moves on Albarak. Here is Moritz. Tashalu all over him like a rash. Here is Laird, finds Brown. He gets some space and buries the two from the baseline. Final 35 seconds of the third. Eroglu. Eroglu looking for help. Goes it alone instead. Albarak again in great position for the offensive rebound, and Eroglu on the follow at the second attempt. Albarak with 4 offensive rebounds in this contest. Brown to respond. Final seconds of the third, and Turkiye, I think, will just let this one go as the end of the third quarter is now upon us. And it's a great third quarter from Turkiye. It was a close first half, and I mentioned that both teams would need to take risks and need to open up their offensive game. Well, Turkiye have done just that. They shot 39% at the half. It's risen to 45%. Baran Oç has 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. And you can chuck in a steal for good measure, as Turkiye have outscored Australia 20 to 10, 22 to 10 in that third period. They have opened this game up and they lead Australia 51 to 38. Jaylen Brown has 17 points, make that 19 points, and 8 rebounds. However, he is on 4 fouls. Ethan Laird also in foul trouble and struggling from the field. He has 8 points on 3 of 17 shooting, but does have 7 assists to his name. Jordan Moritz has 4 points supporting those two. But Australia with it all to do, and those Australian fans waving. There's the Wallaby. Great to have those people on board here in Sao Paulo enjoying the action, and they will hope that Australia can mimic what Turkiye have done in the third quarter, but in this fourth period coming up. as we get set to start the fourth and final period, of course, going on over on court number 1. Canada taking on Israel. Our second game here on court number 1 will be the battle of the unbeaten sides in Group B as Italy face Great Britain. And then the day will conclude on court number 2, Japan taking on South Africa. And here on court 1 at 4:30 local time, USA taking on Thailand. Laird, what a pass to Brown. Beautiful find from Ethan Laird, and Brown does the rest. 11-point game. Al-Barak. Eroglu off the back iron, rebounded by Brown. Maybe the trajectory is changing a little bit here. As Australia, make no mistake, they have competitive fire entrenched in their DNA, and they will not give up this fight. Here is Laird, ping pong to Brown, and here is Laird again. Brown just about gets it. Bond. Brown did well to collect, 8 to shoot. Moritz in all kinds of space. So is Laird. That's short. The ball is loose. Who comes up with it? It is Cauchon. There is Al-Barak all alone. Room service, please. And a foul is called, and that'll be a foul on Burak Ayan. That'll be his first foul. Laird. Cross court, deflected and taken by Baran Osh. Great hands from Baran Osh, anticipating perfectly where that was going to go, but he blows the layup. He did all the hard work. Ayan, Eroglu. Turkiye still have it, 9 on the shot clock. Eroglu dancing his way to the basket. 3-second violation has been called as Burak Ayan, the Galatasaray man, was camped out in the lane too long. Actually won the Euro Cup, did Burak Ayan's team Galatasaray in Sardinia this season. Now representing the national team here in Sao Paulo. Laird to the cup, gets it to go, and a foul. And the landscape of this contest seems to be switching to the team clad in gold and green, as Laird makes the free throw, and it's a 10-point game. What have Turkiye got in the locker? Al-Barak, wide open from the free throw line, money. As every basket seems to gain significant importance, even in the early stages of the fourth. Deflected by Ayan, reclaimed by Laird. Here is Moritz all alone for 3. No. Bond, though, a vital offensive board. Brown gets it to go. Eroglu. The Australian fans making some racket here in the stands. Osh misses the 2. Here is Ethan Laird. It's a race between him and Eroglu. He hits the deck. And an offensive foul has been called on Ethan Laird. The Australian fans were calling for contact, but the foul is on Ethan Laird, and he now moves on to 4 fouls. Laird and Brown on 4. Bilal Metasholu, Mehmet Payam, and Hasan Efituk back into the game as the starting five for Turkiye now on the floor. Efituk to the basket, stops, throws it up, rattles it in. Big basket for Turkiye as they look to maintain their own composure. They do not want to suffer a first defeat here. Laird doesn't get the friendly drop. Rebounded Efituk. Here is Oj. Oj gets it to go. And the lead is back to 14. Brown, it's turned over, and Oj, the ball is loose. It goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Spinners. Wow, what a way to open up the day's play here in Sao Paulo as a timeout has been called by Brett Stebners. 6:14 remaining. And Australia, with their dynamic duo of Jaylen Brown and Ethan Laird, both on 4 fouls, hanging on. They had a great spell to start the 4th period, but Turkiye have weathered the storm. And Mehmet Ukur has got to be happy with what he has seen in the last 3 and a bit minutes. As you see the backdrop here at the Paralimpico Sports Hall, this incredible training complex. There are our 3 officials from Argentina, Brazil and Italy. Of course, this incredible venue, one of the leading training complexes for para sports, not just in South America, but also the world. Home to 17 different sports, part of the Rio 2016 Paralympic legacy. 2 basketball courts, of course, being utilized for these fantastic championships, the 8th annual Under 23 World Championships, and there's also a Paralympic and Olympic-sized swimming pool, para-tennis, judo, table tennis, so many different sports. As the Australians want to get back to business. Here is Brown, Bond wide open, puts it up a 3, nails it! First 3-pointer for Australia in 11 attempts, and a steal as well. Bond comes up with it, it's taken back by Oj. Unsportsmanlike foul has been called. And the foul is on Ethan Laird. Ethan Laird has been fouled out and he's been taken out of the game for 2 unsportsmanlikes. Ethan Laird is out of the game. That's a huge call with 5:52 remaining. Ethan Laird, 11 points, 8 assists, 3 boards. But he will take no further part in this contest. He is done. Reece Higgins will check in. In fact, the referees are just going to double check. So Ethan Laird could have a reprieve here. The referees are just double checking what's happening. There are our 2 officials, Christian Combalati and Maurizio Zamponi of Argentina and Italy respectively. And the call is on Ethan Laird. He is done. Reece Higgins will come in. Ethan Laird, who made his senior team debut for the Aussies in Dubai. Back at the World Championships in 2022, the tournament, of course, was played in 2023. He's got an incredible future ahead of him, there's no doubt about that, but he will have to head out. He will take no further part. 2 unsportsmanlike fouls. He is done for the day. And Turkiye now up 11, chance to make it a 12 and 13 point lead. Baran Oj makes the first. Turkiye 6 of 17 from the stripe, make that 7 of 18. Oj has 19 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Shooting an even 50% from the floor here against the spinners. Al-Barak, you can sense that Turkiye have weathered the Aussie storm and now smell blood and want to stick the dagger in this one. Al-Barak still has it, puts it up, puts it in. Bond, Brown, finds Moritz inside. Moritz blows the layup on the follow. Brown, he can't get it to fall. Misses the second time, gets it at the third attempt. Australia will not go away. They have the heart, the passion, the desire. Here is Oj. And Turkiye will reset. Ifituk is wide open, a midi. And that's off the back iron and collected by Moritz. Here come the Aussies again. Bond, he's all alone. Blackmore to support. Moritz comes as well. And now they all follow. And a travelling violation on Mitchell Bond. And there's a cluster of players by the Turkiye bench, but Al-Barak comes away. Al-Barak finds a bit of daylight inside, doesn't get it to fall, gets his own rebound. He's been great under the glass. Ifituk off balance, gets it go. Hassan Ifituk off balance, falling to the floor, somehow got it to fall. Turkiye lead by 15, 4:25 remaining. Their biggest lead has been 17. And with Ethan Laird out of the game for Australia, they are going to have to chuck up some prayers. They are going to have to go all out. Can this man do it? He's on 4 fouls, Jaylen Brown, but he will go up and he'll put it in. Australia will not give in. They will not surrender. They will fight with everything they have. Ifituk, stolen by Brown, and away come the Aussies again. Blackmore to the basket. Whistle has gone. Offensive foul is the call. And that goes against Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has fouled out. Ona Ayanoglu will come back in. Jaylen Brown fouled out, so Australia's main danger men, Jaylen Brown and Ethan Laird, done for the day. Timeout called by Turkiye. 3:52 remaining, and Turkiye up by 13. And there's been another change as well. Now, is that foul on Jaylen Brown? Now, the table officials are holding up a 4 sign now. As the timeout has been called. So just to confirm, Ethan Laird done for this game. 2 unsportsmanlike fouls. He is out. Jalen Brown was down for he was down for 5 fouls, but now the referee, or now the table officials, have put out a 4 foul. So just to confirm, the Aussies will go to the line for free throws. So there was another foul called that went against Turkiye, and that was on Hassan Efituk. So Hassan Efituk is on 4 fouls. Just to clear things up, even I needed to clear that up myself, as Zach Binns checks in for the first time. Jalen Brown fouled out. Here is Aroglu with 15 on the shot clock. A lot of time for Turkiye. Baran Oj agonizingly falls out. Payam deflects it out of bounds. Zach Binns, a debutant to the Aussie Spinners, into the game for Brown. And Bilalmet Tasholu into the game as well for Turkiye. Lots of action going on. You can barely keep up with it. There's a travelling violation now called against Mitchell Bond. Hope you're keeping up at home wherever you are as well. It's been an action-packed last 3 minutes of play here. Albarak going to the basket, kicks it out. Oj 2 off the back iron, rebounded by Bond, and a whistle has gone. And the whistle, a much needed reprieve for both teams, including this commentator here as well, who needs a breather. It's been an action-packed 4th quarter. It's been a fantastic game. Oj with the steal, Oj with the miss. Aroglu gets the offensive board. He'll put it in off the window. 20 offensive rebounds for Turkiye in this contest. Moritz under 3 to play here in the 4th. Blackmore has it. Here is Binns, and Binns can't get the fall. Moritz with the loose change. Blackmore in acres of space. A fadeaway is no good, and Oj with the rebound. Rebound number 7 for Baran Oj to go with his 19. Here is Albarak, here is Oj. 2:35 to play. Eroglu, Tashoglu, beautiful from Turkiye. Here is Moritz as Abdul Karim Gokpush and Vidat Kuchukyumaz will check in momentarily for Turkiye. Moritz misses the 3, and Gokpush and Kuchukyumaz will come into the game for their first action. 2:06 remaining as Onanayan Oroglu and Olda Albarak will check out, perhaps for the final time in this contest, as Turkiye well on their way to improving to 3-0. That's an offensive foul. That'll go against Turkiye as Mehmet Payam was caught up alongside Baran Oj. Foul is on Payam. Binns. Zach Binns nearly found Higgins, but Oj anticipated where that pass was going sublimely. Tashoglu. Payam for support. Tashoglu was thinking about it, now goes for it. Good hands from Zach Binns. Great defense from the young number 11 Aussie. And a foul has been called. And coming into the game for the first time, Jackson Gray. Decent three-point shooter, that young man, Jackson Gray. Plays in the Waratah leagues back home. And actually, his dream in sports is not wheelchair basketball related either. Jackson Gray's dream is to actually compete in the Australian Tennis Open. He's a keen wheelchair tennis player. But here in Brazil, at the World Championships, and a bit of a delay in play at the moment. And also into the game for Australia, Evander Conroy. We saw a glimpse of him against Brazil the other day. Evander Conroy, another newcomer to this Australia side, bins a three. That's off the back iron and rebounded by Oj. Final 90 seconds of the game, as Tashalu is hammered by Bond. And Salam Kurshon will come into the game. And Vidat Kuchikumaz's cameo on the floor is done. And Hamza Orchon Dongol will come in for his first action, as well as the substitutions coming in thick and fast for both teams. With 1:16 remaining, Gokpush on the ball. Baran Oj finds Kurshon. Kurshon can't get it to fall. Bins with the rebound. And we enter the final minute, and Turkiye will head to 3-0. In Group A, level on points with Germany. In fact, Turkiye will more than likely top the group after this game due to the points difference, or excuse me, due to the points and points against index. Zach Binns going to the line, and this will be a great moment for him to get his first score of the game, but he misses the first. Just compose yourself, take your time. Become the moment, Zach Binns, as he looks to get his first score, and does. What a moment for him. Great to see. Eroglu with the ball. Turkiye now will just wind it down, looking to put another exclamation point on this one. Here is Baran Oj. He's been fantastic today. Eroglu was camped out for too long. 3-second violation against Turkiye, who looks set now to become the third team to hit 3-0 here in the World Championships. Australia will drop to 1-2. 3 is up, and 3 rattles in from Mitchell Bond to a rousing response. Turkiye will just play this methodically. Baran Oj to the cup, puts it up, puts it in. The Turkiye fans to my right waving their flags, and there is around a 2-second differential between shot and game clock. It's academic anyway. Backcourt violation against the Aussies. And with the shot clock off, Turkiye ball. And a timeout has been called by Coach Okur for Turkiye. Well, we can't get into the minds of the coaches, can we? But either way, a timeout called, with Turkiye firmly in the ascendancy and well on their way to 3-0 in Group A. And after this game, on this very court, it'll be Italy against Great Britain, a battle of the unbeaten sides in Group B. Great Britain 3-0. Italy were off yesterday. They are 2-0. And right now it's half-time on court number 2 between Canada and Israel. And Canada lead Israel 57-22 in that contest. Eroglu, shot clock is off. Eroglu, got push, puts it up. That's no good. And the ball is loose. Bin comes up with it, and that'll do it. Mitchell Duncan saw a couple of seconds towards the end for Australia. Great to have him on the floor, but it was academic as Turkiye come out with a 71-57 victory over Australia. A very close first half was broken wide open by the European giants, the bronze medalists at the European Championships, as they outscored Australia 40-29 in the second half, and as a result they come away with a 71-57 victory. Baran Oj had 21 points, 6 rebounds on 44% shooting. Hassan Ifituk had 13. Una Ayan Eroglu had 14 points, chucking in 6 rebounds for good measure. Jaylen Brown had 27 to lead the way for the Spinners. He had 13 rebounds as well. Ethan led with 11 points, but a day to forget for him as he shot just 4 of 20 from the floor. He had 8 assists. He got his teammates involved, but both Brown and Led fouled out in the fourth period, and that was the downfall as Turkiye took full advantage. And that does it for our first game. Join us later on for Italy against Great Britain. But for now, I'm John Hobbs. Take care, everybody.